flying, which I know, like, for my mega pincer, makes it easy for me. But he's also got guys like Slowbro, and now Clefable, after trading with you, who have the ability to wall pincer now. So with that pickup, and if he can keep those guys, around to stop him, like you said, it's not going to be. I don't think you'll see like a 2-0 sweep necessarily in the books.
Yeah, I mean, I still would probably have to go with you, but there are definitely. Well, I mean, we'll have to see more out of him. I mean, for all we know, he could kind of hit his groove, hit his stride, kind of like Doduos is doing.
Yep.
And not be the 8th seed. He could climb up to 5 or 6.
Oh yeah, exactly. But I know, like, just to touch on it one more time. Like I said, I think my team has a little bit better matchups just with those resistances and weaknesses on his team. But
All right, 1 versus 8 seed in the red conference. Hartford Whalmers, Cradleys.
The battle of the freshman year roommates.
Jeremy
Temple and Matthew Black.
Yes.
And now this one's going to be interesting because, like, we had Black on the podcast last week, and he talked about his team, and he said it's not his usual style of play, but like he said, he's got his fair share of walls on that team. I mean, you look at his team, he's got that Cresselia, which is always a pain. He's got Zatu now, who's, interesting magic bouncer with the wall. Regirock he loves, so he's got some of those walls. But you also have the power to tear down those walls, metaphorically speaking. Garchomp has 22 kills on your team. He's a beast. Crawdon just joined your team, already got 6 kills. You've got some power.
Yeah, we've played twice. The first game was just when Black had started.
So probably not the best indication of.
No. But we actually just played last night for a week 6 game.
Okay.
And I won 1-0. Or no, sorry, 2-0.
Okay.
And he played a very, very good game because, he was able to get rid of my Garchomp almost immediately. Because I started with Garchomp, I killed his Zatu off the bat, but then he sent in Wobbuffet. Can't switch out,
Did he counter?
Yeah, I'm Choice Scarf.
Countered?
Yeah.
Yep.
Dead.
Okay.
So,
good choice.
And if you can get rid of a Garchomp that early, you're in good shape.
Because Garchomp late game is very dangerous. So,
But Blissey bailed me out again, just like he bailed me out against Peasley.
I was going to say, Blissey kind of walls, I mean, unless, I know he's talked about using slacking, but
he did use slacking.
He does not have a physical sweeping presence on his team. He's got Doug Trio, who is, good, but unless he's popping a 1 HP reversal on Blissey, I still don't think an Earthquake is, it's maybe a 2-hit KO, honestly probably a 3, but other than that, I mean, slacking hits hard, but
I'll tell you what though, slacking, he may not have much of. That's a lot of bees.
Yeah, there's some bees around too.
He may not have the sheer number of physical sweepers, but slacking is scary.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I had Protect on Mandibuzz, so that kind of screwed him over.
Yeah. Protect really hurts slacking, but
I had to bring
But if you can predict
too.
right.
Yeah, if you can predict right. Yeah. I'm gonna take me in that matchup. Though.
I will too, but like kind of like we talked about with me, I don't think it's another one that just because it's a 1-8, I don't think it's a given.
Yeah, and I'll say, you know what, in like all these tournaments and stuff, like March Madness, whatever, doesn't the low seed always at least?
Yeah.
No, not always.
There's definitely I foresee upsets coming.
Yeah, there will be an upset, and if anyone has the team to beat me, I think it's Blacka. I may have got lucky a couple times with some paralysis, but. Hey, maybe next time he'll be the lucky one.
Yep.
All right, red conference, 2 seed, 7 seed, Team Sparkle Expletive versus the Wieners.
That is.
I guess
Did you say red conference?
Yeah, I should probably get this one because I'm red, right?
If you're good with it, right.
Now I think this game honestly comes down to who gets set up better or who prevents the other team. I don't need that. I don't think. If I do, I'll ask.
Okay.
Thank you though.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's who gets set up better, quicker. And who doesn't let the other one set up. I mean, if Sigilyph can get a few Cosmic Powers and get going, it's over. If Pingle's Gyarados can get all those Dragon Dances going with a substitute, he's not going to stop it. But to that same, on that same end, I think that Pingle's got the better team behind his big guy. Because if he doesn't sweep with Gyarados, he could sweep with Abomasnow. He could sweep with Dragonite. You know, and Wiener's, yeah, he's got Mega Medicham and Togekiss, but they haven't made the same kind of impact that the backup players like Abomasnow and Dragonite have made.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna have to give the edge on that one to Pingle's team, but it really could be close. And to be perfectly honest with you, I do not see those two teams facing each other because I don't see Wiener staying as low as 7 by the time the playoffs come.
8-6 record, but
no way.
Really took a lot of those losses early on.
Yep.
And
so a lot of those losses technically aren't even credited to him. So.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, then 2 and 7 matchup for you. Mighty Side Exavon Anaheim versus the Dynamic Doduo.
And this is another one close to our heart because it is Peasley, obviously.
Suffering away in the hospital.
God rest his soul.
Unable to speak.
And maybe that's relevant at this point.
He could be gone. He could have been in that.
No, he was liking those recent Facebook things. So it makes me feel like he's not completely dead. But another interesting.
So if this matchup happens.
If this matchup were to happen, just looking at the teams. Let me see here. If I would have to say, this is really hard because Dynamic Doduo has the Chansey Ferrothorn combo with the walls, and I just looked at Peasley's team. Not a strong fire presence, not a strong fighting presence.
No, his special sweeper situation that would be.
For who?
Peasley.
For Peasley,
Espeon and
Jolteon. That's really it.
Yeah, they're not going.
He's got Haxorus and Gyarados. Well, and that's the thing. Haxorus and Gyarados kind of get walled by Ferrothorn.
Yeah. Although Haxorus does learn Superpower, but one
Superpower
is not going to take it out.
No, and if he gets a Leech Seed or even Thunder Waves it and just protects and plays it that route.
Yeah, that Ferrothorn will be tricky. Espeon? Does Espeon get Focus Blast?
I want to say no, just because I don't think I've ever seen that.
Right.
We could be wrong. We're no experts, but I want to say no.
And unfortunately, Peasley would have to wing on Hidden Power Fire then, all on the sweepers.
Yeah, you're gonna and you hate to give up a perhaps more important move slot just for one. But the fact that you said that now, Doduo might have to play it a little safer.
Right.
Maybe throw Protect on that Ferrothorn if he doesn't already have it, and scout for moves.
Right, and then on the other hand, though, Peasley has that Skarmory, who's going to completely wall that Mega Scizor.
Yep, he's going to wall Mega Scizor. Suicune can probably deal with it. Entei, nothing. Skarmory does definitely not want to take a Flare Blitz from Entei.
Especially if it's a choice banded one.
But
it's Charity's broken.
Also, everything's. It's a weird day, hasn't it? But kind of along those lines, it is Skarmory is very defensive. I don't even think Entei wants to be on that, and it's gonna be there's a lot of matchup problems there for both teams. Yeah. So this one's really more of who predicts better. I think in this matchup, it's less there's less threats that can sweep entire teams in this. So you're gonna have to predict and take your guys out that way.
I'm not doing this to be antagonistic to Peasley, because everybody knows I like being antagonistic to Peasley. But if they play on the same level, I believe Doduo's got this, because Peasley's team does not do too well with the stall.
I hate to say it too, but I have to agree.
And with a Chansey and a Ferrothorn,
I just think if he plays those two Pokemon well, his walls well, the rest will fall into line.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
All right, 3 versus 6 matchup in the Blue Conference.
These are starting to get more similar records. Going to be a little tough to predict, but
Maestro Missy, Silver Dial.
Maestro Missy versus Silver Dial. Well, and I know I tend to be when I get to see two teams and try to predict what goes on. I like to see just matchups. I tend to look strictly more at matchups. So I'm going to take a look here. Silver Dial's got Aegislash, who's, obviously one of the biggest threats on his team. I like Zapdos. I think Zapdos has actually got really good in Gen 6. Zapdos is one of my favorites. I'm not a huge Mega Blastoise fan, but, he kind of got stuck towards the end of the draft. But I have to say, I think Maestro Missy has the team to deal with those threats.
Yeah,
Rotom Wash with Will-O-Wisp can completely wall a
Aegislash?
Aegislash, correct.
The other thing is Quagsire with Unaware.
Yep.
Not going to care about the Sword Stances. I think it resists most of what
yeah. And she's got Volcarona for that Aegislash. Volcarona can pretty much wall Galvantula with a Quiver Dance, even though I know she doesn't normally Quiver Dance, but either way, I have to say the one of the interesting things that I'm gonna kind of see here is gonna be Silverdial's use of Ditto.
Yeah.
Because I'm going with Maestro Missy here, and I know she's a great trainer, and Silverdial is too, but she's a very good trainer, and I like her team a little bit better. But anytime there's a Ditto involved, it's an interesting match.
Yeah.
You know,
which although you say she doesn't like the Quiver Dance, that will certainly prevent her from Quiver Dancing.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can come in with a Ditto with all those Quiver Dances and a Choice Scarf.
And especially, I know she doesn't normally also run Fiery Dance, but because I know Scarf Ditto using Fire Dance and just continues to build its special attack. Yeah, same thing. But no, like I said, I'm going with Missy, but
yeah, I'm gonna go with Missy under one condition though, because Silverdial has been on a little bit of a losing streak, and that's because his people have been figuring out his Aegislash.
Mm-hmm.
Silverdial has the team to make it work, but he's got to figure out what to do when Aegislash can't do everything for him.
Yep.
If he can figure that out, I think he's got a pretty good shot at this. Otherwise, we're gonna have to give it to Maestro Missy.
Agreed.
So on the other side, you got the 3 seed and the 6 seed. 3 seed, 3 seed and 6 seed.
Yep.
With Death Batter Fodder versus Philadelphia Flygon.
And this is one of the most interesting matchups because obviously Gordon just joined the Red Conference.
Yeah.
So
so if the playoffs were to start today, they wouldn't be too familiar with each other.
Yeah. But clearly this matchup is Deathbat versus a pretty standard Sand team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually I think will really come to hurt the Philadelphia Flygon because Gliscor gets the special defense boost.
No, only rock.
Okay.
So it does not.
Yeah.
But Gliscor does also not care about sand, and a lot of the walls on his team also not really going to get hurt by the sand or resist ground very well. He's got Deathbat's got tank growth. Gliscor, he's got the walls there to stop, like that Mega Garchomp.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, Mismagius could really, really turn out to be good there because I think.
And his Slowking.
Yeah, Hidden Power Ice from a Mismagius possibly has a chance of killing Gliscor. And Energy Ball would definitely take out Gastrodon. So Mismagius is really going to be key there. But a Mismagius is so easy to counter because all you have to do is he needs to throw Pursuit on either Darmanitan or Terrakion. I don't even know if they can learn it, but they probably can.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if one of them can.
Yeah. And then just switch in Pursuit, and then that's a dead Mismagius, and then you're done.
Yeah.
So I have to give this one a Death Batter Fodder.
Yep.
The Sandstorm teams do work, and they're very effective, but not when you have so much time to prepare for them.
Yeah.
And then you have the 4 and 5 matchup in blue.
In blue?
Magic Carpet Ride, Pittsburgh Steelixes.
And that is in also interdivision matchup, which is once again very interesting.
Yeah.
So let me take a look. I have battled Magic Carpet Ride. I actually battled both, but it's been a while since I battled Steelixes.
Yeah.
Might have been the first week. Obviously, we know Magic Carpet Ride runs that Sun team, and he runs it well. Probably one of the best. I mean, I know just from battling him myself. Probably one of the best, prediction makers and just trainers in general that we have in this league. Which is important when you run, a weather-based team because he protects that Ninetales great, switches it in to get that Sun back up right when he needs to. That Venusaur with Chlorophyll, if it gets a growth off, is a huge threat. And I know I watched a couple of the battles this week on the YouTube channel, and one of them was his, I think, and that Venusaur put in a good amount of work. So
it's scary.
Yeah, I
don't know if Steelixes has any response for that.
That's where I'm at. He's got Mega Venusaur, which is kind of interesting because those two could potentially meet up, and they can't really do much to each other. But other than that, I mean, Magic Carpet Ride's team doesn't really care about the burn from Steelix's Sableye. Cloyster can do some work, but not. I don't think enough to make an impact. It's tough. It's a tough matchup for him.
Yeah, I do think Magikarp rides at this one, but like you said, I mean, Steelixes could take advantage of the sun and not Mega Evolve Venusaur. Maybe a Focus Sash on Cloyster and Icicle Spear would take out
a Talonflame for sure. It's neutral.
Yeah, or the Venusaur.
Or Venusaur even, yeah.
So
because he won't get the he doesn't get thick fat.
Yep. So,
yeah.
Then we have our last one, our 4 and 5 matchup in the Red Conference. A very tough one to call. MP Squad Championship Team.
MP Squad versus the Championship Team. I have only played Brad's Championship Team. But I know he has just, I want to say he has just recently kind of found his team's identity. You know, he was having a little bit of trouble getting some guys to work.
Yep.
But I like Brad's team a lot.
Yep.
The championship team. I think, you know, Mega Mawile is always a threat. Alakazam, Sylveon's a great special wall. Rotom Heat is tough to kill. Going around Will-O-Wisping. But on the other hand, I also like MP Squad's team because Azumarill, Landorus, Magnezone.
A lot of physical threats.
Yeah.
And special, I mean, a lot of attacking.
Yeah, Hydreigon, Raikou.
Not too many walls.
No, not too many walls. Very offensive. The only real wall or utility type person on MP Squad's team is that Mega Banette.
Yeah. Which more or less is just a free kill.
Yeah,
So,
essentially.
but a
I don't.
sacrifice,
I mean,
yeah.
I could see Mega Banette, and I mean, it could be pretty important. Brad's got that Alakazam. Mega Mawile, if he gets a Will-O-Wisp off with Prankster, could definitely help. I think that could be his most important guy.
Absolutely.
Despite being his only, defensively utility-based guy.
Yeah.
So
now I know that MP Squad has been trying to play more defensively lately, but it's tough to play so defensively when you have such an offensive team.
Yeah,
and I know that Brad prefers to play a defensive stall-based game, so that's why I have to give the edge to him in this one.
To Brad?
Yeah.
Yeah. You think he's just got it down better?
I don't know. I mean, the threats. It's just how well he can manage all of those physical threats. Because there's just so many. I mean, Magnus, he doesn't really have to worry about the physical attackers.
No.
Or the special attackers. Because
No,
Sylveon can take Hydreigon. Sylveon can take Magnezone.
Even it can probably even eat flash cannons all day with Vision Protect. So.
But it's really those physical ones. And if that means bringing Machamp and Donphan, both those physical walls, neither one of them's going to like Azumarill, though. So that's a problem.
Yeah.
But
Azumarill is the big one.
I do think that how well Brad deals with Azumarill and Banette will be how it goes, but
yep.
I guess we'll just have to wait 5 more weeks to see.
Yeah. And like we said, these may not even be the matchups, but
they probably will not.
Hypothetical.
Yeah. But also hypothetical, we promise you the All-Star teams.
This is kind of the fun part.
Yeah.
And this will be what we end with, correct? We're at about 45 minutes right now.
Yeah, I mean, we'll throw out some stuff.
I mean, this will take us a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah. So what we did, it was basically we looked at plus minus for sweepers because obviously that's your best indication of how well a sweeper is sweeping. And then we just looked at the the records and also kind of the plus minuses of some walls. To just kind of throw them on there. We came up with the red team and the blue team. So we'll start with the blue team.
Do you want me to talk about the blue team, or do you want to
Yeah, but just a little preface, these will be coached by the 2 teams that meet in the finals.
Yeah, so they are free to run whatever set.
Yeah, they're absolutely free to, they just have to use a Pokemon. They can use them for whatever the hell they want, but they have to use these 6. And just for the sake of argument, we'll say that No-Hawk is coaching the blue team and I'm coaching the red team. We'll just talk about what our strategies would be with the guys. So if you want to discuss...
should we throw the lineups out there?
Yeah.
So I can talk about a little bit, because I would talk about a little bit of matchup.
So we're going to start out with the Megas for the blue team.
Okay.
Unsurprisingly, the Mega for the blue team will be your Mega Pincer. So you know how you're going to use him.
Yeah.
And before you talk about that, I just want to throw out that the physical sweeper for the team would also be your Mamoswine. So you have your 2 core physical sweepers to work with.
Okay.
The special wall for the blue team would be the Dynamic Doduo's Chansey.
Awesome.
The physical wall would be the Mighty Psyduck Vanaheim Skarmory. The special sweeper would be Magikarp rides Venusaur. And then the 6th slot, which is reserved for just a 3rd guy, which if odds are these will all probably be be based on a vote. But if not, the 6th spot 100% will be based on a vote because there's so many good options.
Yeah.
I can't just fill it with a random spot.
Yeah.
But the options here, and you can choose which one you bring with you.
Okay.
Meister Misty's Volcarona.
Okay.
Silver Dial's Aegislash. And Psyduck's Hexers.
Okay. So based on this, I've got a nice core in Skarmory and Chansey. Obviously, anything packing a punch that can hurt Skarmory,
Right.
Chansey can probably eat. As for the 6th spot, I might have to go with Volcarona, and that is strictly because my team, as it stands right now, is pretty weak to fire.
Yeah.
And I was very tempted to bring Aegislash because Aegislash is a huge threat and he's been killing it in this league. But strictly based on the rest of this team, I would prefer to bring Volcarona because it would be my only fire resistance to help Chansey out. Otherwise, the rest of the 4 are weak to fire. And it would be and the interesting thing is the Venusaur because
No sun.
no sun. So I may not be using him as a sweeper.
Right. Now, does Volcarona or in Sunny Day, do you risk that?
Yeah. Yes and no, because looking at we haven't revealed the red team yet, but looking at the red team, I'm not sure I would have the opportunity to take a turn to set up the Sunny Day, or it wouldn't matter because as we're gonna probably get to here in a minute, you would have Blissey.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's gonna matter because even if I would set up the Sun, get a switch into Venusaur, Blissey basically walls that Venusaur, unless it was physical, which is not the best option for Venusaur. So, I would definitely be taking Volcarona, and I guess just relying on Mamoswine and Pinsir to take care of the special walls.
As you have all season.
Yeah, but that would be my choice.
So
I can
read off the red team here.
I will read off the red team. The Mega is it this topic? Or what's the?
That's these ones. Yeah, that just says they're both on the same team.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just indicating whose team they're on.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So for the red team, you get Mega Obama Snow.
Yeah, it's an interesting pick, but the plus minus does not lie.
I know.
He picked up a lot of kills.
Also
and
very
that's why you said the Sunny Day wouldn't be a good idea because you set up that Sunny Day.
You're just gonna get Hail up right away.
Yeah.
And also from Team Sparkle Expletive, Gyarados, physical sweeper, who just strictly statistically has the highest plus minus in the league
most
currently. So it would definitely be up there.
Yep.
Then after that, your special wall is Blissey from your own team. So I'm sure you know how to handle that. Physical wall.
Yeah, this is an interesting pick.
Sigilif from Wieners.
Yeah, it's an interesting pick because Sigilif isn't really a physical wall.
Yeah, he's not the truest of.
But he's played so well that he deserved a spot, and that was the spot that we felt he best fit in.
Yep.
Even though, God, honestly, he might even be a special wall. I don't know. But based on his merit and how well Wieners has been using him, he deserved to be on the starting roster.
I like it. I like the choice.
Yep.
For a special sweeper, you get Starmie.
Yep.
From your team.
Yep.
And then once again, the 6th spot, you kind of have some choices here. A lot of ground types now, but your Garchomp.
Yep.
Landorus from MP Squad. Or Gliscor from Deathfad.
Right. Okay, for the 6th slot, it's tough. Let me see the.
Yeah, because you have no other ground types in that lineup.
Right.
So it's probably a necessary, and it would help Gyarados with any.
Now, I have to immediately rule out Gliscor, just because of the Mamoswine.
Yeah.
I mean,
makes sense.
I could probably take an Ice Shard or two, but I don't want to take an Avalanche.
I think Ice Shard is a 2-hit KO.
Yeah.
And then even if you protect and sub.
I'm sorry, Icicle Crash, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, Mamoswine's too dangerous, and I want something. I mean, all of these guys aren't going to like Ice Shard, and for that reason, I have to. They're all 4 times effective to Mamoswine.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take Landorus solely for Intimidate.
Intimidate, yep.
Not just on that Mamoswine, but also on that Pinsir.
Yep.
Landorus is a pretty solid check for Pinsir.
Yep. Unless Pinsir has a Swords Dance, even with a Swords Dance Adamant, I think only return kills.
Yeah.
And at that point, you have time to. Landorus is faster. You get a Stone Edge off.
Yep.
Gone.
Yeah. And the other reason I would take Landorus is knockoff. If I can knock off that Chansey, there goes a special wall.
But the interesting thing about these teams is, I got dealt Skarmory, great hazard.
Yep.
Can also defog to get rid of your hazards, but you have a spinner, so it's very balanced, these teams.
Right.
But yeah, talk about a little bit of what you would.
I think that Starmie would really, really be the MVP here. Because it can take out Venusaur with a Psychic. It's going to outspeed a Venusaur with no Sun.
With no Sun, yep.
Skarmory's going to go down to a Thunderbolt.
Yep.
Chansey will completely wall it, but
predicting correctly, obviously, yeah.
Right.
Something else can. I mean, there's enough other physical threats on there.
It could probably take out a Mammoth with a Hydro Pump or a Surf, maybe, depending on what item Starmie has. And Pinsir, it could kill with a Thunderbolt if it survived.
Yeah.
So then
I'm not sure what the calcs are on a Pinsir quick attacking the Starmie because it obviously Starmie outspeeds.
Right. But I think a lot of this comes down to what item you choose on Starmie, because you wish you could get the Choice Specs damage boost,
or even like a Life Orb.
Yeah. Without the drawback. But if you want to take out that Pinsir, you're gonna have to be Life Orb probably. Or, I'm sorry, Focus Action.
Yeah. So you're gonna want to be able to. Yeah, maximum survivability with Starmie over
on the other hand, if you have an Adamant Abomasnow with an Ice Shard, probably going to take out Pinsir.
You think?
So I think so.
If not, with Hail Up, you might be able to stall.
Yeah. Attack sub.
Because